Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Vinyasa practice. My name is Tessa. We're going to get started seated. So if you have something comfortable to sit on, I recommend grabbing that. Could be a chair, could be a cushion, could be blocks, anything you have that's comfortable. I'm going to sit cross-legged, but that doesn't mean you have to. Like I said, I want it to be a comfortable seat. And what we're going to do is just take a few moments to settle in and breathe. Relax the shoulders. You can let them roll down the back, soften the elbows against the sides of the body. Just energetically, for your reference, if the palms are facing upward towards the ceiling, it's like an offering to receive whatever it is that you wish to receive, whatever it is that you feel like you need today. And then conversely, palms facing down, just resting on the thighs, is an offering to ground and root, stabilize. And that might be what you need today. So you just choose a hand placement as you settle in. And then just kind of get the sense that the spine is stacking right on top of the pelvis. The ears are stacking right on top of the shoulders. The very top of the head, which I often refer to as the crown of the head, is growing tall towards the ceiling. You can join me in closing your eyes if you like. We'll just take a few breaths here. This is an invitation to deepen the breath. You can take the air in through the nose and either out through the nose or out through the mouth. Maybe you could even build this sense of whatever it is that you want to bring into your day. Imagine breathing that in. Whatever it is that you'd like to let go of, imagine breathing that out. Let's try that twice more with the breath, inhaling. What would you like to receive? Exhaling. What would you like to release? One more time. All right, so we'll add some movement in. If you're seated cross-legged like me, I recommend maybe switching out opposite shin in front. And we'll just start to have some seated cat-cow. So you're articulating the spine or the chest forward and backward. Fine too, but it's like it's moving from the chest. So you might synchronize your breath here. As you inhale, you can pull the heart forward. As you exhale, you can pull the heart back. If it feels good to you, you can continue to soften the gaze and maybe even close the eyes. It's just some time to draw your awareness to your physical body, to your energetic body, to something we call subtle body. So what is beyond the obvious awareness, subtle body? You might speed up that back and forth, the articulation of the spine. And then we'll come back through center. Again, if you need to adjust your seat, feel free. We're going to start to draw circles with the shoulders. So just choosing one direction. We'll start to roll towards maybe your right first, and then the left, all the way around in a circle. You can let your head get involved with this too. And then on your next breath in, come back through center and we'll pause. And then on your exhale, going the opposite way. Keep that conscious breath moving through the nose, up and down the spine. One more time, all the way around. Come back through center and we'll come to a child's pose. We're going to move through some elongation and flexion of the spine. So from child's pose, I'll leave this up to you. Knees either wide or close together. Arms might be stretching forward or widening a little bit. And then take a moment to let your forehead rest here as your hips move back towards the heels. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then on your inhale, come forward to hands and knees and let the belly drop and the heart lift. So this is your back bend or cow. And the exhale, rounding out through the spine, hips back to the heels, child's pose. So we'll continue with that, and I'll give you an option to add on. As you come forward to tabletop, you could drop the hips and lift the chest. So it's like an upward facing dog with the knees down. And then as you exhale, rounding out, pulling hips back to heels, child's pose. So you find your own range of motion. Inhale forward, find that back bend that's going to work for you. And then exhaling, rounding out, child's pose. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. And exhaling back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Take a moment, pause here in child's pose, breathing in, breathing out. And come forward to hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under, knees underneath your hips. We'll come up to downward facing dog. Start to bend your knees right and left here. Relax your head. Press the floor away with the palms of your hands. So really start to get strong through the arms and shoulders. Keep pedaling through your down dog. I'm going to come out for a moment just to talk to you. I want you to think about index finger and thumb finger knuckle mounds pressing into the mat when you're weight bearing in shapes like this, like down dog, like upward facing dog, like high plank. Anytime you're putting the majority of the weight in your hands. So let's come to downward facing dog. Be still for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Deep bend in your left knee. Deep bend in your left knee. Straighten out through the back of your right leg. So right heel is heavy. Head is relaxed. Strong arms. Big breath in. And then on your breath out, switch sides. So deep bend in your right knee. Right knee bends and left leg extends. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Both legs long, so both heels heavy on the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, find either high plank or supported high plank with the knees on the mat. Either way, you're hugging your navel into your spine. You're trying to tuck your tailbone under. You're reaching long through the crown of the head, and there's a slight round in the upper back as you press the floor away. Strong hands. One more breath in. And then exhale, we'll come all the way down to our belly. We'll set up for a few rounds of low cobra. So walk your wrists back underneath your elbows. Thumbs in line with the lower ribs. Forehead, relax it to the mat. Press down to the tops of the feet. Press down into the hands. Inhale, lift the heart and the head. Low cobra. And then exhale, lower. We'll do that 4 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Twice more. Inhale. Keep that neck long, shoulders down the back. Exhale. One more time, pressing into the hands, tops of the feet. Exhale, release. Now curl your toes under here, engage your quadriceps, lift your knees, just the knees. So you're still in contact with the mat, hands and feet, but knees are lifted. From here, you're either going to press up to high plank or supported plank, and then downward facing dog. So hips lift, head relaxes between the biceps. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Two more breaths here in downward facing dog. One more. On the exhale, open the mouth, audible sigh out. And then lift both of your heels, soften into the knees, and step your way to the top of your mat. You're always welcome to use props here. We're going to find a halfway lift. If you have blocks at home or a chair, you can use them. You can plant the hands or fingertips on that prop right underneath the shoulders. In your halfway lift, feel your navel hug into your spine and slightly tuck the tailbone under, little bend in the knees. Deep breath in. And breath out, forward fold. Take a little bit of time here, just like we did in our downward facing dog, to bend the knees right and left. You could sway the upper body side to side. You could grab your opposite elbows if you want. Keep releasing through the back of the neck. Keep breathing. So inhale, soften into the knees, press down into the feet, stretch your arms forward to pull yourself all the way up to standing, arms overhead. And then on your exhale, pull your elbows wide, maybe the elbows behind the head a little bit. Keep tucking your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward. Inhale, re-extend the arms. And then exhale, right back into our forward fold. Step the right foot back. Let the right knee rest on the mat. Pressing into that left heel, sweep the arms forward and up. Deep breath in. And then exhaling, palms plant. We're going to step into our downward facing dog, that upside down V shape. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, stretch your right leg up and back. And then as you exhale, shift forward, right knee taps the right tricep or elbow. And then press into those strong hands and arms. Downward facing dog with that right leg lifted. And then exhaling, shift forward, right knee crosses the body towards left elbow or tricep. Pressing into the hands, three-legged down dog. Inhale, right leg high. And then exhale, right foot between the hands, left knee to the mat. Press into the right heel as you sweep the arms forward and up. Inhale here. And then exhale, reach your arms forward. Lift your left knee. Step the left foot forward. So you're coming into a halfway lift at the top of the mat. Big breath in here. Exhale, forward fold. Little softness in the knees, pressing into your feet. Sweep the arms forward, come all the way up. Arms overhead. Exhale to bend the elbows wide. Tuck your tailbone under, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, re-extend the arms. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. You're going to step that left foot back. Left knee to the mat. Sweep the arms forward and up. Press into that right heel. Option to curl the left toes under and lift the left knee. So you'd rise up into crescent lunge. Breathe in here. And then on your exhale, plant the palms, stepping right into downward facing dog with the heels heavy, hips lifted. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Pressing into the palms of the hands, arms are strong. Sweep your left leg high, up and back. And whatever high means, that's relative to you, so don't go too far. On the exhale, we're going to shift forward, left knee. Maybe can you tap the tricep or the elbow in your high plank? Pressing into the hands, stretch your left leg up and back. And then exhaling, shifting forward, left knee, crossing the body, maybe tapping right tricep or elbow. And then pressing through the hands to lift your left leg up and back. Three-legged down dog. Shift forward one more time. Left foot between the hands, right knee to the mat. Sweeping the arms forward and up. Option to stay here or curl the right toes under. Lift the right knee, crescent lunge. Deep breath in, wherever you are, deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands forward. You're going to step that right foot forward to meet the left. Find that halfway lift. Inhale here. Exhaling, forward fold. A little bend in the knees. Pressing into your feet, stretch the arms forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, elbows wide. Now, option here to stay with that back bend with the elbows wide, or you can release the hands behind you. Optional interlace of the fingers to the webbing. Little bend in the knees. Forward fold over the legs. So in your forward fold, you do not need to have the hands interlaced. Sometimes it feels good on the shoulders, sometimes it's too much. If you're having the hands interlaced, you can kind of rock the shoulders side to side, bend right and left into the knees. You can also do that work by just placing the hands on the hips, letting the elbows kind of point up towards the ceiling. Again, head here is heavy. Let's find our halfway lift, hands to blocks or shins. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. Step into your high plank. High plank. Pause here, lengthen out through the spine. And then on your exhale, all the way down to the belly. And your inhale, come forward into Sphinx. Elbows line up right underneath the shoulders. This is your inhale. Exhaling, curling the toes under. Maybe you press into the knees and lift the pelvis. Maybe you lift the knees, forearm plank, or supported forearm plank with the knees down. Either way, one big full breath in here. And then exhale, lower knees and pelvis. One more time, inhale into Sphinx. Exhaling, palms underneath the ribs. Press up to downward facing dog. Settle into your down dog. Take 2 deep breaths. Maybe you take your exhale through the mouth. Let's add on to our flow. Starting with the right side, inhale, right leg high. Exhale, shift forward, right knee taps right tricep. Up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, shifting forward, right knee taps left tricep. Lift that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And then exhale, shift forward, right foot between the hands. Spin the left heel down, rise up to warrior two. So take a moment here to adjust the feet. You're bending deeply into that right knee. I'm not mirroring you, so if this is confusing, listen to what I'm saying. Right knee bends, left leg is straight, strong left leg, arms wide. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Let's take one more big breath in warrior two. And then press that right leg straight, arms reach up. Bring your right foot to parallel with your left foot. Legs are wide and feet are parallel. And we're going to hinge forward from the hips, wide-legged forward fold. Palms underneath the shoulders. Breath in for a halfway lift here. On your exhale, you can soften into the elbows. Forward fold over the legs. You can keep your hands underneath your shoulders, or you can walk your hands between your feet or all the way back away from your feet. Your body is probably going to tell you how far it wants you to go and when to stop. So listen to the body, listen to the breath. Let's take 3 breaths here. Walk your hands underneath the shoulders. Big breath in, halfway lift. Take a quarter turn back to the top of your mat. So turning towards your right. Framing out your right foot with your hands and then crawl your hands forward. You're going to press down into this right leg. Extend the left leg just about to parallel with the floor. You're coming up into Virabhadrasana 3 or Warrior 3, balancing on the right leg, maybe the hands at the heart. You can also stretch the arms forward or stretch the arms back. Turning that left hip to face down towards the mat, left toes pointing towards the mat, flex the left foot, deep breath in, extend through the spine. And then on your exhale, left foot meets the right foot, bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose. Top of the mat, chair pose. Deep breath in here. And then on your breath out, press down through your feet, reach and stand tall. And exhale, elbows wide, cactus. Stay there, or arms reach behind you. Opposites interlace of the hands to the webbing. Reaching back through your knuckles. Soften into your knees and fold over your legs. You can bend right and left into the legs. Same options as what we did the first round. Sorry, hopefully you can still hear me. So same options as first round. Bending the knees. You can release the hands to the waist. And then we'll bring the hands to the shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. And your exhale, plant the palms, stepping or hopping if you have the strength in the shoulders and the core to high plank. And then on your exhale, lower all the way to the belly. And this time we're going to take our hands off of the mat wide, fingertips underneath the elbows. So now you're in that cactus shape facing down. Press down to the tops of the feet and the fingertips, lift the heart. And then exhale, release. Inhale, press into the fingertips, lift the heart. This time we're going to dip that left shoulder down, look over the right. Inhaling, lift the heart. Exhale, dip that right shoulder, look over left. One more time through center, big breath in. And then on your exhale, your forehead releases, palms underneath the shoulders. You can press all the way back to downward facing dog or child's pose, your choice. Take at least 2 breath cycles, maybe exhale through the mouth. And if you're coming along with me for the second side, we're meeting in downward facing dog. And so from downward facing dog, we'll stretch that left leg up and back. We'll shift forward into our strong hands. If you can tap that left knee towards the tricep or elbow of the left arm. Sweep the left leg up and back, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, shift forward, cross the body with that left knee, tap right arm. Pressing into the hands, sweep that left leg up and back. And then exhale, shifting forward, knee into the chest, foot between the hands. Spin the right heel down, rise up to Warrior 2, second side. So adjusting the feet so that it's comfortable enough for you to bend deep into that left knee, extending through the right leg. broadening across the chest, reaching through arms to opposite sides of the mat. 2 breaths here. Press into that left foot, straighten out through the left leg. Bring your left foot to parallel with the right foot, stretch the arms up. And then on your exhale, we're gonna hinge from our hips, folding over the legs, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Maybe the hands plant underneath the shoulders or right in between the feet. Another option, you could reach for the outer ankles, bending at the elbows, leaning a little bit more weight into the toes, the ball ends of the feet, bend into the knees, shifting forward. Take 3 breaths wherever you are. All right. Walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. Find that halfway lift. Big breath in. You're turning towards your left. Top of the mat with the left foot forward. Reach your hands forward, extend through the arms. We're going to shift all that weight into the left foot to float the right leg up and back till it's about parallel with the mat, maybe a little bit lower. The goal here is to keep the right hip in line with the left hip. And then you can layer on the arms, hands maybe in prayer position, or stretching back or stretching forward. The work here of balancing on one leg is really good for strengthening the joints of the ankles and the knees. Take one more big breath in. And then slowly soften into that left knee. Right foot meets it. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Stretch the arms forward, chair pose. Deep breath in. Press down, stretch all the way up, stand tall. Exhale, elbows wide. One more time, option to take the arms back behind you, interlacing the hands, reaching through the knuckles, softening into the knees and folding over the legs. Deep breath in. And then deep breath out. We'll release the hands to the mat. Deep bend in the knees, hips to the heels, so you end up in a squat at the top of the mat. Help yourself down to a seat. And then come all the way onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Looking side to side. Then release the feet. Press down here, lift the hips up. Arms stretch down alongside the body. You might see if you can walk your heels close to the glutes and maybe the hands, it's possible. The hands might reach down and grab the ankles. Okay, so you either have to have long arms or open shoulders and thighs, which for most of us isn't true. I just have exceptionally long arms. And if you're not grabbing your ankles, that's great, no big deal. You can reach for the outer edges of your mat, like you're gonna rip your mat in half. One more breath in to lift the hips up. And lift your heels, so heels up, and then with the heels up, start to lay the spine back down to the mat. Tailbone comes down last, and then the heels release. Walking your feet wide. Take your knees side to side. Knees move off to the left, pause there. Option to take the left ankle to the outer right thigh. If there's anything going on in that right knee that bothers this option, just don't do it. It's not required, it's just an option. Let's take 2 more breaths. All right, so if you've got that ankle on top of thigh, release it, knees up, and then off to the right. The option to take that right ankle to outer left thigh with your feet wide. Relax your shoulders, your chest, your neck, your throat. 2 more breaths here. Start to release that right ankle, knees back up towards the ceiling, and then hug your knees into your chest 1 more time. An option to briefly explore happy baby. And then if you have time with me, I'd like you to spend a minute in stillness, and that could be Shavasana, stretched out on your back. It could be another upright seat, just focusing on the breath. Start to assemble that place of stillness. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, exhale the air out. Imagine releasing anything you wish to let go of. Breathing in anything you wish to receive. Just imagine, what would that be like? No matter how far-fetched or dreamlike it may seem, what can you imagine? If you are lying on your back and you need to move on with your day, start to move fingertips and toes. You can circle out the wrists and the ankles. Move your head side to side. You stretch your arms overhead. Breathe into the length of the body. And with as little effort as possible, we'll just briefly come up to a seat to close our practice. Taking your left palm against your heart, stacking your right palm on top of that, bowing your chin to your chest. Take a moment to offer gratitude and reverence for showing up, for practicing, for carving out this time. And to all of our teachers, past, present, future, and to the teacher within your own heart, namaste. All right, everyone, that's your practice for the day. I hope you enjoyed. And I will be back on Thursday, day before Christmas Eve, for some restorative, which I think we could all use right now. So hope to have you in class then. Take care of yourself.